Hello, it's me, Chase. Today I'm actually doing a collaboration video with a good friend of mine, Ty, and here he is.
Hello Chase, thanks for having me, and hello everyone. My name is Ty Turner. I am 18 years old. I am an aspiring filmmaker. I also do YouTube videos documenting my transition and answering questions and doing how-tos. As far as transitioning goes, I am currently almost 1 year on testosterone. I started testosterone in January of this year, but I began my transition and came out and started living openly as a guy to everyone about 1.5 years ago in the summer of 2013.
Alright, so this is really exciting for me because it's my first collaboration video on this channel. Previously, Ty and I made a video on his channel about how to deal with dysphoria pre-T. Today we're going to do the same type of topic, but we're going to do how to deal with dysphoria going through transition, during transition. More specifically, we're going to focus on, when we started hormones and, top surgery and so on like that. Alright, so most of you know, if you're watching on my channel, I am 23 years old. I have known that I'm trans since I was about 15 because I was like, oh, this is what trans is, but ever since I was a kid, there was something, I was different. I wasn't just a tomboy, there was just something else about me that was there. After I figured out that I was trans, I had no idea that you could transition at 15. I thought you could either transition when you were 4 or when you were like older, like 35 or something like that. So I waited until I got out of high school and I was 18 to do anything, have therapy, go on hormones and so on. So I did go on hormones at 19. And then at, I can't do any math right now, let's just say 22, I had top surgery in Florida with Dr. Garamoni. We understand that everybody's transition is different. Not everybody chooses to go on hormones. It doesn't mean that you're not trans, it's fine, you can do whatever you want. But just for the sake of this video, to be more specific, we're gonna just look at what type of dysphoria you can feel after you're on hormones, and you start passing and all of that stuff.
Dysphoria is a pretty heavy topic. I think it's something that we all have to deal with. All trans guys, I'm sure, at some point in their transition, if not throughout their whole transition completely in some form or another. I know that there are certain things now that trigger aspects of my dysphoria that didn't used to, and vice versa. I'm a lot less dysphoric about certain things that I used to be extremely dysphoric about. So I think it's very important that we, confront our dysphoria and we talk about it and we discuss it. That way, we know that we're not alone and that you guys can kind of relate to it and understand more maybe about yours from hearing about how we've handled it. So when I started off on testosterone, the biggest thing that gave me dysphoria was definitely my voice. But as it got deeper and as I got further along into my physical transition, it shifted from my voice, because I was no longer giving me away and outing me to strangers, to my body. And I don't mean like my chest or like bottom dysphoria, but I mean like the shape of my body. I started really focusing on like the hourglass shape of my body and just thinking it was very feminine and really hating that. And I would go to the gym, I still continue to go to the gym and try to work my back muscles around that area and try to build up my upper body more so that my center of gravity is higher and that I have a more masculine look, because I just noticed that so much about myself and it makes me so insecure, and I have a hard time looking at myself, and because I want to be a hot guy, like I want to have a nice hot dude body, but I feel like when I'm wearing certain shirts or like when I'm standing a certain way that I'm looking extremely feminine and that it's giving me away to everyone. It gives me a lot of anxiety sometimes, and even when people are telling me, oh, you look good, you've come so far in your transition, like all I can think about when I'm seeing pictures of myself half the time is that I just straight up look like I haven't gotten anywhere, like my body is barely changing, and that's very hard, and that triggers a lot of negativity and a lot of dysphoria for me, thinking about that, and doing anything that is in relation to my body or talking about my body, because I just think of it as being so feminine sometimes. So another thing that I am particularly dysphoric about, even well into my transition or a year into being on testosterone, is my face. A lot of the times, like I said, I'll see pictures of my face or I'll look in the mirror and I will just think that I have such a feminine face and that I'm not okay, like my jawline isn't as nice as I want it to be, or I don't have that chiseled manly look that I'd like to have. And it's just crazy how dysphoria can get so bad when, it could be the smallest thing and it sets you off and sends your mind reeling, and you're just feeling all this anxiety and negativity and just horrible feelings about yourself, and it's really hard to deal with, which is why we've made this video talking about our dysphoria, and you know, hopefully this will end up helping you in some way.
So I did experience a lot of dysphoria pre-T. We talked about this in the video we made on Ty's channel. You can check it out. We'll put the links down there. But I thought that, I knew that T wasn't going to be like the magic pill, the magic cure that's going to make me not dysphoric about anything, it's going to change my life forever. But there was a part of me inside that thought I was going to feel 100% better about myself and so on, because I thought, you know, I'm going to pass, I'm going to finally be seen as male, I'm going to be a boy, and all of that fun stuff. It actually caused me more dysphoria because of the expectations that I had that didn't really come on as much as I thought. T really did change me, and it changed me in a way that instead of me being super like quiet and reserved, I'm more able to express myself because I'm more confident in who I am because I passed and I'm finally the person that I've seen my entire life, I'm finally this person. But that doesn't mean that along the way I haven't experienced dysphoria still. I still experience dysphoria right now, but now it's more manifested in bottom surgery, in bottom dysphoria. So I also had expectations for top surgery, which I need to get over these expectations because it's kind of annoying. I healed so slow, and my whole process of healing just took like so long for me, and it's not normal. That doesn't usually happen to people. Like, it took me about 6 months to be able to like sleep on my side. Like, it was that bad, or on my stomach or something like that. It was ridiculous. So I had expectations of being able to just do all these things after surgery, you know, after 6 weeks or 2 months or so on, and I couldn't, and that actually caused me to have post-op depression. And I've made videos about this, and not a lot of people talk about this, but I was really depressed, and I was put on medication last year, and now I've actually have like full-blown depression, so that's really fantastic. I'm on new medication now, I feel a lot better, but still, I don't know if the depression that I have now is connected to the post-op depression I had before. I feel a lot better about my chest now, just because I've been able to like live with it for over 1.5 years now, and it just feels like it's my body, finally. So now, it's like a process, it never ends. After my top dysphoria left me, it went down to the bottom, and I think that's really common for a lot of people because I was so focused on one aspect of my life because binding was just, oh my god, binding was just horrible for me. I wore medium tri-top binder, white, and every time I got a new one, it would like bleed like down here, like for the first 2-3 days, and it was so tight, but I just wanted to have a flat chest, and it did flatten me out after a while because my boobs got all like saggy and shit because of I've been on T for so long and the fat redistributed and all of that stuff. So the top dysphoria moved to the bottom dysphoria, and when I was younger, I never thought that I would get bottom surgery because I was uneducated, I was naive, I did not know that bottom surgery was so advanced and awesome. But now that I'm older and I am educated on these topics, bottom surgery is really exciting for me, and it is something that I am definitely looking forward to, but I still have bottom dysphoria, and it's still really, I mean, it hurts. But anyways, so we're gonna move on to this and go to somewhere else now.
So since dysphoria is something that we are very much still navigating in our transitions, here are some tips that have helped us and that are continuing to help us deal with it, and hopefully it can help you also deal with your dysphoria.
So once again, in this video, as we did in the other video, we have 4 tips for you to help you manage your dysphoria, or at least help alleviate a little bit of dysphoria, non-pre-T related. First thing, and I think I've said this enough, don't have too high expectations about how you're gonna look, how you're gonna feel, and how fast your transition's gonna go. Some people get a beard at 6 months on T. Some have to wait 3 years. This thing all around my face right now, about 3 years, 3.5 years. And now, yeah, 3.5, 4 years actually that I've been able to like actually, and it's still, like it hasn't like filled in that spot. And you know what? I had expectations for that, and it kind of bummed me down and made me dysphoric about my facial hair, but I gotta deal with it. So now, no expectations, I'll just deal with what I got. The second one is learning how to adapt your dysphoria to your current situation. So I was so dysphoric about how to, like peeing, sitting down in stalls, in the bathroom, even at my house, and I've never found an STP that worked for me, but I was able to adapt my dysphoria from sitting to pee to be able to find like the ultimate search for an STP, and I finally found an STP that works for me. And the dysphoria is still there, but it's alleviated. Like it's like 10% there. If I have to pee sitting down, then I'm like, but I have an SCP that works now, and that makes me feel really great. So learning how to adapt your dysphoria with the situation that you're in and trying to kind of mix it all together and make you feel better.
The third tip we have is to connect with other people that are FTM or MTF or trans or whatever. Connect with other trans people who also have experienced gender dysphoria and know what it's like, and that way you can relate to them in that way. Or also connecting with people who are trans or FTM or have experience with gender dysphoria, and just be around them and not have the whole gender thing being an issue. It's really great whenever I'm with my best friend who is also trans, and me and him can just bro out, and it's like, it's not even an issue. It's not a thing. It's not something we have to dance around. Like sometimes when you're with cis people, you really can't talk about stuff like that. They just don't understand the way that other trans people do. So I think it's really important to try to find someone that you can have as a friend who you can also relate to in that way, and that you guys can support each other and help each other out through that. So the fourth and final tip that we have for you guys is to find distractions. So if you're having an anxiety attack or a really bad fit of depression regarding your dysphoria, and it's just very hard on you in the moment, it might seem kind of obvious, but it really is important, and it will go a long way to just find something to distract yourself at that moment. Do something you love. Go pet a dog, go watch your favorite TV show, go on your favorite website that is not like related to gender and won't make you even more dysphoric. Find something that you can do in that moment that you can enjoy yourself and just forget about whatever is bothering you, and that can just help you, and that can just make you completely forget about whatever is bothering you, so that way at that point in time you can just get past it and not have to be, you know, stuck in dealing with it. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you found it helpful. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.
Alright, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, this first collaboration video on my channel, and if you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask any of us. Go ahead and check out Ty's channel. I'm going to put the link down there. And I hope to see you guys soon. Alright, have a great week.